Alright. Ready?
イェーイ。
はい。お願いします。
お願いします。
はい。皆さん、こんにちは。今日はアメリカから高山市に移住されたルークさんインタビューさせていただきながら日本での様子を聞いていきたいなと思います。
はい。
ルークさん、よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
はい。ルークさんは日本に来てどれくらいですか？
I first moved to Japan in 2014. First, I moved to Yokohama. Then I stayed in Yokohama for a year, and then I moved to Osaka and stayed there for a short period of time, maybe 2.5, 3 months. And then I came back to Japan in 2018. And that time I was in Kakamigahara. And I've been in Takayama since October of 2019.
いろんなところに行ってますね。
Yeah, I've never left Honshu. I think the farthest west or south I've been is maybe Hiroshima, Miyajima.
いい。
And the farthest east and north I've been is Nikko.
日光。
人
気ですね。海外の方に。
いいですね。
へー。
Great.
It was my first job out of just finishing university. And it was my very first full-time job after university. I was interested in travel in general, but after coming here, it's an old cliche, and I hate saying it, but it's true that when I came here, I fell in love with it.
Oh,
nice.
That's nice.
The friendliness of the people is nice.
でも、アメリカ人もフレンドリーじゃない？ Americans are also friendly, aren't they?
It depends on where you go.
Okay.
You're from
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Oh, okay.
Some friendly people in New Orleans. That's our biggest city. They're friendly, but they can be a little crazy. And outside of New Orleans, people are not that friendly.
確かにアメリカ大きいからね。It's a big country, so different people live in different places.
Have you been to any other Asian countries?
You said you like traveling.
But I have not been to any other Asian countries. This is strange to say, but I really don't have any interest in seeing.
そういうことか。
Although I've had many students tell me that Thailand and Bangkok is like their vacation oasis. Like when they need to go to some place very different from Japan, like in the best ways, they go to Thailand. So that I've had many students tell me that, and that kind of gets me a little interested in maybe visiting Thailand one day.
It's not that like a common way to get a job after you just immediately graduate from university, you get a job in Japan. That's kind of like unusual, I guess. No,
it used to be unusual. I think it's becoming more common now. I remember when I was still in university, I was like maybe junior or senior year. Another student, I would never do this, but someone who was graduating got a teaching job in Siberia.
Siberia, wow.
No, thank you. If she's still there, she would have been there for almost a decade now. So
really?
If she's still there, more power to her, but
I see.
When I was first looking, I was sending out applications to, I think, maybe Japan and Korea, and Japan is just the one. Well, I got several, but Japan was just the one that intrigued me the most.
Oh, yes.
Without knowing a whole lot about the culture and without knowing any of the language, just kind of seemed the most intriguing and the most, in some ways, the most challenging. So that's why I decided to come to Japan, and then like I said, once I got here, it was like magnetism.
Yay.
Was it hard at first?
Yeah, to fit in the culture, you don't know languages.
Get used to the community and
or living in Yokohama or Osaka.
Yeah.
Any
trouble?
Not really.
What?
We can get a little personal. That first year was difficult for other reasons. The job was really, really difficult, and it took up the vast majority of my time. So I looking back on it, I really had no time to go out and see places. So I really had no time to feel overwhelmed by the culture shock.
Okay. Did you teach at the time? Did you teach English?
Yes.
Okay. そっか. Wow, you must have been busy.
Did anyone around you give you some kind of help when you were really busy and stressed out?
Not really.
No?
Just kind of left to my own devices. And that was actually the reason why when I was in Yokohama, I started taking Japanese lessons very, very late. And just getting used to everything and getting used to the job. And it's like I first came to Yokohama in June, and I did not start Japanese lessons until the next March, maybe.
Because during that time you didn't study Japanese, you have almost like no knowledge about the language.
Before I came here, no knowledge.
すごい.
I never even heard of the word arigatou gozaimasu, because all I ever heard was arigatou. So I didn't. I remember the first time I was at the airport. There was a cashier or something. I can't remember. And she was the first one who said to me "arigatou gozaimasu," and I was like, "Arigato, I got that." But what was that last part? Like when I first came here, was nothing.
That's wow, your journey. すごいね. I would love to hear how it's like your lifestyle or your life in like big cities like Yokohama, Osaka. I never lived in those cities.
A part of me really misses, especially the part in Yokohama. I was in a really, really nice place there. Osaka, I was more, not countryside, but I was in the way suburbs. Yeah, the weird thing about my place in Osaka is that my nearest, it had a very, very big park in it, and the train station was in the middle of the park. And I would have to use the train to go to work. So every day I would have to walk through the park to get to the train station.
That's kind of interesting.
My way of living in a bigger cities is not that much different from what I do now. You know, I have my niche places I like to go to. Like I like to go to. I'm not a big club or party person, you know. So I go to restaurants, the library, parks.
So now that you're in Takayama, how is it here compared to the big city life in Japan?
Right now, I would put it right close to Yokohama. See, if I'd have to rank them, number one is Yokohama, number 1A. and Takayama number 1B.
A と B? なんで
Yeah, Osaka's in the middle.
あ、そう。
Yeah, so it'd be like a Kakamigahara, Osaka, Yokohama, Takayama.
If you live in like Yokohama, you have many like, I don't know, sufficient support in your language or in Japanese to the foreign workers. I think. And compared to Takayama, I think we don't have much the materials or information that are available to those people. Did you feel those kind of like gaps?
A significant gap between Yokohama and Takayama. The gap is not huge because, just like you say, in Yokohama there are big ward offices everywhere that they have complete sections devoted to whatever foreign workers or foreign residents need. If you're in trouble, you just go there. And in Takayama, we have the big city hall government office that I've never had to go there before because I've never really been in trouble. But I feel like I could go there if seemed like they would be able to handle whatever issue I might have.
What are good things about living in Takayama?
So far, the weather has been great. Yeah, all the other places I've been to, the summers are extremely hot.
確かに。
I've never been in Takayama in the summer, but I'm hoping and expecting it's cooler.
Summer here is very nice.
The choice of restaurants is really excellent here. This is a big tourist city, so I knew I would have to have a pretty good selection of restaurants. Yeah, before I moved here, I didn't know about Takayama's culture of wood making. Yeah, so going around here and seeing all the different kinds of shops has been a pleasant surprise.
Any things you think you need more in Takayama?
All three of us have had this conversation a few times. It's a movie theater.
Yay!
I even went to the site of the old movie theater. And what is it, like a small supermarket now? I go there, it's like I know they tore the whole building down, but still the site of it. Yeah, I just look at it, I was like, this was a movie theater?
It's a very small one.
You're like, how many screens did it have?
I think we had 2.
Yes, it's the last movie I saw was 1917, and I had to go to Toyama for that.
Yeah.
But it is nice though that the movie theater in Toyama is very close and a direct shot from the station.
Do you have any chance to meet like local people like living nearby you?
Except colleagues.
Yeah, except for colleagues, like just local people.
I see when I leave my home, I see my neighbors, but only every now and again.
Okay.
And then again, when I see them, we only give each other konnichiwa or ohayo gozaimasu. So it's nothing. It's not a very meaningful exchange.
Would you stay in Japan, like in the future, or
Yeah, I want to.
are you planning
about your future.
to go back?
Especially with this going on now, I'm not planning on going back to the U.S. anytime soon. Yeah, in the future, because my main area of what both of my degrees are in are history. So in the future, would like to become a history teacher in Japan or the U.S. Anywhere that would give me the opportunity.
Like American history or world history?
Oh, I don't like American history. It's completely boring. So I'm I can't say specialized, but my main area of interest is maybe Europe, Africa, and a little bit of Asia, mostly Japan.
いいね。
Because coming here, I've read a lot about Japanese history.
いいね。History teacher.
So the Japanese government is trying to get more foreign workers since the number of workers, like young workers here, declining. So in your opinion, what do you think we should work on to understand different cultures, like each other more?
That's a good question. It's going to be very, very, very difficult just because of the nature of Japanese people. Most Japanese people is barrier kind of has to be broken a little bit, and Japanese people have to become a little less afraid about with speaking to foreign people.
そっか。
That's a tough barrier to break.
Especially in countryside, elder people who are not used to talk to foreigners, they're kind of afraid. So,
and I've even seen it in the younger, not kids, but young adults, people our age. I've kind of, when I walk past them, I see some of them kind of like shrivel away a little bit.
そうね。Some people are shy. Yeah. Do you think, like, what would be the best way to kind of break the barrier? Like, of course, we kind of learn English maybe, or Vietnamese or Tagalog, but what foreigners can do as well.
like you came here without knowing how to speak Japanese well, right?
Yeah, that's a good demonstration.
Yeah. So, based on your experience, like what do you think is important to be able to communicate with Japanese people well?
Cultural events seem to generate some interest in various cultures. Let's see, no, that was Inuyama. I took Japanese lessons there in Inuyama. And in Inuyama, there was a big, not city hall, but like civic office. And they had cultural events pretty often. And I still have pictures of this. In Yokohama, I went to, they have an Africa festival.
Nice.
Where the area by the ocean, those like red brick buildings that used to be like barracks for a boys' school or like a boys' military school, and now they're all shops. They kind of doll those buildings up to look very Africanized. And inside there's like many booths about every African country. And it's just, doing something like that for, and not just like an Africa festival. We could do like a Italy Day, Spain Day.
Like international day, kind of culture day.
It's something to just develop interest in other places and
It's important.
Generate interest and develop an interest in different cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, good advice.
Any advice to those who are coming to Japan, like foreign workers?
Hit the ground running and start learning Japanese as soon as you get here. That was a big mistake I made. I feel like I lost a lot of time. So if you're coming here with zero knowledge of Japanese, hit the ground running and start as soon as you get there. If you're coming here for the first time, you're here. This is a great place to just get out and experience life and people. So, even though this is a country that likes video games and likes indoor stuff, I like to tell people to just get out and see.
Explore.
And Japan has a lot of technological marvels, but it also has a lot of natural marvels. That's one of my favorite things about Takayama is you have these shrines and temples placed amongst nature.
確かに。
And the mountains.
うん。
It's like in Tokyo, you never see that.
そうね。
In Kyoto, you can see that, but it's not the same. And the mountainside temples in Kyoto are very, those mountainsides are very bare. So it's just the shrine and that's all. Here, the shrines are still very tucked away. And, so there's just a lot of trees in the surrounding area. So it's still, it feels more natural here. The comparable place is probably Nikko.
ああ、そっか。
Was that Toshogu?
東照宮。
Yeah, that's pretty similar to Takayama, just kind of tucked away in the forest, kind of.
確かに。
そうね、高山ね、文化とか歴史とかね、好きな人は。
そう、自然との調和がね、いいかもしれない。
Yeah, for genuine Japanese culture, I don't think Tokyo is a great place to go. Like a lot of places in Yamaguchi are good.
ああ、いいね。山口も。
Gifu here is pretty nice, and like even in the Tokyo Yokohama region, kind of tucked away more rural places like Kamakura is pretty nice.
確かに。そうね。なんか大都市にとらわれずにいろんな地方も見てほしいね。来る人は。
I've had a lot of friends, people that I knew that went to Tokyo and loved it. And I usually tell them that for me personally at least, Tokyo is nice at first, but it gets old pretty quickly. Just the too muchness of it is kind of
too
bore
much
you.
ね。
Yeah.
面白い。
And yeah, for people in Nagoya, getaway places, you just go north. That leads,
高山もね。
that leads everyone here.
We hope you will stay longer in Japan.
And you make your dream come true. Historian teacher.
Yeah. And if you need any help, let us know anytime.
I will.
Alright, so...
Lastly, if we want to do America Day, you will be a guest?
Interested?
You should.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, that would be so much fun.
We would like to do some kind of festival like that.
Yeah.
Did you know Tabasco sauce was from Louisiana?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Isn't it from
Avery
Mexico?
No, Avery Island, Louisiana.
Gosh, it sounds spicy.
Cool. Yeah.
We put Tabasco sauce on everything. Rice,
I love it.
fish.
Wow.
I've never done this before, but I've heard some strange people even put it on like spaghetti and pizza. That might be a little much, but people do that. I was shocked at how prevalent Tabasco sauce was. Because growing up in Louisiana, Tabasco sauce is everywhere.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
always
so when
have
I
to stock
saw
in
it,
your fridge.
so when I first saw it in every supermarket I went to, my first thought was, Japanese people know what Tabasco sauce is? It's like, and I asked people, I remember that this is, of course, now I know Japanese people love Tabasco sauce. But when I first got here, I was like, what's Tabasco sauce doing here? and then I asked people, I was like, oh, I love Tabasco sauce. Tabasco sauce is my favorite.
Oh my god.
But still, very, 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 very few Japanese people know it's from my hometown.
I didn't know.
Seriously, those things, I think that will like really attract, Japanese people here to know about your country or your place in the States. ありがとうございます。ごめんなさい、最後に。
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's so much fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. We would like to get everyone together
そうそうそう。
That would be cool.
So, because your
No.
Louisiana day will be a trigger.
Yeah. And we can invite other foreign workers, you know.
So I've seen them, but I'm personally not close with any of them. So I'd like to meet
ね。
others.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah. All right, so thank you very
Well,
much.
thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye
take care.
bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.
はーい。
はい、ということで今日は、アメリカから高山に来て働いていらっしゃるルクさんインタビューをしました。はい、なんかいろんな話ができて楽しかったね。
ねえ、楽しかった。いや、ルイジアナデーはやるべき。
そうね。そう、結構なんかいろんな国の人来てて、それぞれ持っている知識とか、提供できる文化のなんか面白さみたいなのもあると思うからね、そうやって触れ合えるといいよね。
やっぱり高山にこんな人おるんやみたいな、こんな国から来とるんやって、そういう一人が、ね、その国のこととかその地域のことを教えてくれる大切な人材だと思うから、いろんな国でねやりたいね。
そうだね。
地域で。
でなんかいろんな意見もらったけど、やっぱりその日本のいいところを楽しむ上で、そう言ってちょっとまあ都会じゃなくて田舎の方とか行くと、こんだけ綺麗なところがあるよとか、
どうしても雇用があるところにって思ってしまうと大きい都市ばっかり目が行くかもしれないけど、やっぱり自分のねライフスタイルどんなのがいいかっていうのも考えると、地方の地域とかも見てほしいなと思う。
そういう地方の良さとかもねどんどん発信していきたいよね。
本当そうです。面白い。そのさ、あれ犬山だったっけな、時には大きい犬山じゃないな、横浜か。なんかやっぱ大きい都市にはこう市役所のとかの中に外国人専門のこう相談窓口というか、センターみたいなのがあるけど、高山はそれがないから、なんか外国人の人がどこに行ったら困るんじゃないか、どこに行ったらいいか分かんなくて困るんじゃないかなっていうのはちらっと思ったけど、ルークさんはね今のところ何も問題ないから大丈夫って言ったけど、
そうよね。ルークさん初め言ってた、その日本語をすごい学んどいた方が良かったとかっていうところ、それを学べる機会っていうのももっとあった方がいいと思うし、あとは他の人とこう触れ合ったりする機会っていうのが、まあ地方の方がちょっと少ないかなみたいなことを言ってたから、
そうやね。
まあ、横浜だったらなんとかデーとか
横浜の規模ならね、
楽しめたけど、やっぱりね他の地域に行くとそういうのがなかったりすると、どうしてもいつも仕事してる人とか会う人としかちょっとコミュニケーションできなくてっていうのがあるから、そこはちょっともったいないね。
もったいないよね。で高山でも多分やっぱりこう国際観光都市でいろんな国の人が来る分、いろんな国の文化に興味がある人もおると思うから、そういうの積極的にねやるといいと思った。
そうだね。それをなんか機会にね、いろんな人たちがこう集まって、お互いのこと情報交換しながら、よりまあ住みやすい環境づくりってしていくね。ちょっとルイジアナデーをめっちゃ期待してます。めっちゃやりたいね。ルークさんにちょっと本当ゲスト出演してね。だって本当みんなが触れ合えるね、物理的に触れ合える場になるといいしね。そうだね。そう早くねコロナが終わってイベントをねたくさんやりたいね。そうですね。このオンラインもね実際に会ってやりたいしね。そうですね。はい。ということで、またちょっとしばらくはこんな感じでオンラインですが、まあインタビューもちょっとできたらやっていきたいですし、国際ニュースいろんな情報提供もしていきたいなと思いますので、はい、ぜひチャンネル登録と、高評価と、お願いします。コメントも待ってます。はい。ということで、またお会いしましょう。Thank you. See you.